How is it going, everyone? We've got a big update for PlayStation Plus as one of the essential November titles has been leaked by Deal Labs, and you know when it's coming from Deal Labs, it is 99.9, really I should say 100%. Deal Labs has been on the money as far as all of these reveals go. It's a good game. It's a game that was available on PlayStation Plus Extra, but love it getting added to PS Plus Essential. We'll talk all about that, and we've got updates on a couple of titles. Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 we know is underway in development, and it's progressing far along. The game shouldn't be too far off, and that is what Naoki Hamaguchi is noting as well. And I have a little bit of speculation on when I could see a reveal and also when I could see a release, because I think there's a time frame that makes a ton of sense for a release, especially with the way that they're talking about the game. I don't think it's too far off, and I think the turnaround time after Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it's not going to be that long. It's actually going to be quite remarkable given what game dev time these days are. So we'll talk about that. But first of all, PlayStation Plus is getting a major title as a November headliner, and that is Stray. Stray came out back in 2022, and now it'll be coming back to the service as a PlayStation Plus Essential title. Back in 2022, it was a PlayStation Plus Extra title, and in fact, Stray came out alongside remodeling the PlayStation Plus setup, like the tiers and whatnot. Stray was a big game to incentivize people to sign up to PS Plus Extra, and now it'll be coming back as a PlayStation Plus Essential title. Some people might find that to be a bummer if they've been a subscriber all this time and Sony's kind of double dipping. I personally believe that this is a good addition, given that Stray is still going for like $18, and it was an extra title as a day one game so many years ago. Now you're offering it to Essential subscribers as well. I think this one makes a lot of sense. It's not a double dipping that it's like, all right, just a couple months ago it got added to PS Plus Extra and now it's coming out on PS Plus Essential, or it was a PS Plus Essential title a couple months ago and now it's coming to Plus Extra. I get that some people are going to be bummed about it, but the game's been off of the service for so long that now all of the Essential subscribers getting it as well, I think is great. And for the timing, like November and December, like the holiday, this is a perfect kind of like kickback, relax holidays kind of game. And when you've got family over that's not super into video games, and I've had this quite a lot recently where, you know, I have friends that aren't super into gaming, and like Stray's like the easiest one to recommend them if they want something relaxing. Actually, I just had a conversation with somebody, like they've been really busy and they wanted to find something relaxing. I was like, hey, you should get into gaming, and Stray is the game that I recommended, and now it's coming to PS Plus Essential. Like, it's just a super chill, relaxing vibes, not a super lengthy game, but one that, again, long day at work, life got you beat up and you don't want to play Elden Ring or Lies of P or something to that effect, and you just want to relax and play a quality game. Again, I think Stray is exactly that. And it's still going for an expensive price point, like $18 on sale, so I think from a value proposition standpoint, it's quite worthwhile as well. Again, I really like this as an addition and definitely one to check out there. Stray, a PS Plus Essential headliner. Hopefully we got some other quality titles. I mean, in October, we had Alan Wake 2, so I wouldn't put Stray at the level of a headliner as Alan Wake 2, and who knows if this will be the biggest game in November, but if we get a couple of other titles alongside it that are worthwhile, I think November can be a really solid month. I thought October was great, and I've said it before, as much as I crap on like PS Plus Premium, PS Plus Extra I think has been solid for the most part this year, and then Essential I just think has been fantastic. Like, if you really break down the Essential offerings, I think month over month it's been fantastic. With all the games coming to the service, and you know, at the end of the day, people do have the effect of, oh, I already own the game, when in reality that's just going to be something you got to deal with when it comes to a service like this. And obviously Essential is the tier that they're going to try to make look as drawing as possible, since that's what gets people's foot in the door, and you know, online play is tied to it as well, so they're making money hand over fist with PS Plus Essential, so they probably find value in spending money on it to get some quality titles, at least the 3 quality games a month. Nonetheless, Stray is available as the November monthly title. Alright, moving on from that, Final Fantasy VII Remake has gotten a bit of an update. News about FF7 Remakes Part 3 came from director Naoki Hamaguchi, who talked on London's Comic-Con panel, the MCM Comic-Con panel, where one fan asked about the game And apparently, if there were rumors about the game getting canceled, no, the game's not getting canceled. What are we talking about here? I know, like, this Final Fantasy VII Rebirth did underwhelming sales numbers. That's Square Enix. Y'all just gotta relax about your sales expectations, because this is how rumors like this get a little crazy here. And I get it that, you know, they can think FF16 did disappointing numbers, FF7 Rebirth did disappointing numbers. Look, you're doing a trilogy, you're gonna sell this game for years and years, you're gonna do your trilogy bundles, you're porting it to new platforms, the game's gonna be just fine. And they never even shared an ounce of information that would think the game would be canceled, Part 3 that is, and Hamaguchi noted this, that is absolutely not happening. It is going on ahead, especially because Hamaguchi's been talking about this game for what, like the last year, about how they're not doing DLC, how it's making a lot of progress, etc, etc. He continued working very hard on the third part of the trilogy now, and the whole team are working to create a buzz around the Final Fantasy Remake series. Square Enix is apparently also working on delivering that to you in the not too far future. Hamaguchi himself noted, you probably want to know when the third game is coming out. Unfortunately, I can't tell you that today, but rest assured it's going well and we're working very hard on it. As soon as the panel finishes, I'm getting off stage, running straight to my hotel room, and back to checking some of the levels in the game that we've already created. The game is noted to be shaping up nicely, and given that Square Enix is apparently working on delivering that to you in the not too far future, I would imagine, look, Square Enix has a good relationship with Jeff Keighley, and Jeff Keighley was the one that dropped the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer at Summer Game Fest of 2023. That was the second trailer for the game. I believe the first one was back in like 2022. I would imagine Game Awards of this year, Part 3 reveal, name reveal, set that game up for a release in early 2027. Why do I say that? Early 2027 would be the 30th anniversary of the release of the original Final Fantasy VII. Yes, 1997, January of 97 to be exact, is when the original Final Fantasy VII came out. Let's try to set up Remake Part 3 for January, February of 2027. I get that that would be a 3-year turnaround time for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which would be phenomenal. In this era of gaming, a 3-year turnaround time for a game to come out is tremendous. However, the fact is, Rebirth came out 4 years after Remake. It's not like it was that big of a turnaround. Now they've got the more open level design in place. By the way, the bulk of Rebirth's development was during a little thing called the shutdown, and the world was shut down. Now I feel like their development could get better, and they didn't do DLC for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth either, and they said a big reason for that was to get the game out a little earlier. Does that mean that that'll shave off a year of development time as opposed to Rebirth over Remake? I don't know about that, but I do think that means we're gonna get the game a lot sooner than people expect. You know, in an era of 6, 7, 8-year development cycles, I think Remake Part 3 could end up coming out in early 2027, and if not early 2027, definitely at some period in 2027, because I see Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3 coming out on the PlayStation 5, probably prior to the PlayStation 6 drops, and then y'all already know. Y'all already know what's about to happen. We're gonna get the re-releases. They're going to sell you this game for 8 billion years, and you know what? More power to you, Square, on that one, given that they've been selling Final Fantasy VII, the original, for years and years. It's still available on the PlayStation Store. How many people bought it on the PlayStation Store? They're about to re-release it on the Nintendo Switch physically. You know, more power to Square on that one. And then the game will ultimately get ported to Switch 2, PC, and Xbox. And I could actually see with Part 3 it being a multi-platform release right out the gate. How they've worded it kind of leaves it up in the air on whether or not it'll be a multi-platform release day one, or if it'll have some sort of timed exclusivity. I don't know. I hope it's a multi-platform release day one. I want the excitement around the Remake trilogy concluding to be available on all platforms right out the gate, and then we could talk about sales numbers after the game is available on all platforms and everybody gets to check it out day one. But that is gonna do it for me. Again, PlayStation Plus essential title for the month of November. The headliner does look to be Stray and Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. News on that will be coming in the not too far future, and I think that release is gonna happen sooner than a lot of people expect. Hopefully, Video Game Awards for an official reveal, 2027 for a release. I think that makes a lot of sense. That'll do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. As always, sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.